Hi, ladies of substance, whoever is watching, this is teacher Aidah Nabukenya from Trinity College, Nabingo. We are continuing with our theme of family life. But today, we want to continue to look at extended families. Remember, in the previous lesson, we looked at the types of families where we discovered that we have a nuclear family and the extended family. Today, let us look in details at the extended family. When you look at our photo there, we are seeing a very big extended family. We have the grandparents in the middle, we have two brothers with their wives and the children. So this is an extended family. That is the African way to go. Come with me and we look at the reasons why extended families then are disappearing in the modern society. Remember, we looked at the advantages of this family and we said that labor is available. So people don't get tired. Different people can do different kinds of work in a home. But today we are seeing them disappearing. Very many people are embracing nuclear families. Why? Now, these are the disadvantages of the extended families. In case you forget these reasons, then let your mind refer you back to the disadvantages of the extended families. Our first reason that we are going to look at is it is too expensive to economically provide for such a very big family. You have the cousins, the nephews, your own children, the grandparents are there. So buying food, clothes, medical care, and then accommodation, it becomes somehow expensive to the breadwinner. So that is why most people are shunning away from the extended families. Let us look at reason number 2, the development of modern technology. The phones, the internet, people are connected on Skype, on Zoom, WhatsApp. So now, instead of wasting transport visiting your sister in Wayogere, name it. So we just connect using a phone call, a message, an internet, then we Skype rather than going to visit. Then we have the increased urbanization plus the expenses that come with urbanization. So this one makes it very hard to cater for the distant relatives. Accommodation, the space we have in towns is very small. Food, when it comes to feeding 10 people or 6 people, it is going to be hectic. So all this is limiting extended families to be consumed by very many people. We have another problem of moral and cultural disintegration. People today no longer respect their cultural values. We are intermarrying. You marry a person with a different culture. So in their culture, they don't embrace people visiting them or living with other people. So you end up being strained. And then that is why most people are shunning away from extended families. Then we have many people have learned to be self-supportive, meaning self-sufficient. There is no need to look for relatives to support them. You graduate, then you start working. Then you learn how to fund for your food, your accommodation, your clothing, your plot of land. All this makes us to stay alone, hence making extended families to disappear in our modern society. We have another limitation of limited space for accommodation, especially in the towns and cities where most of us are situated. So it is not easy to have so many people. You're renting only 2 rooms. Where will the neighbors, where will your relatives, your cousins, your nieces, your nephews stay, your brothers? So it limits us to live with so many people who are our relatives. We have the increase in population, which is limiting the space for farming, for housing, and so it makes it difficult for one to live with the relatives. In the past, it was very easy because people have farmlands. People had very big houses, but now the space is limited, making us not to live with our relatives, leaving other factors constant. The existence of so many contagious diseases discourage us to associate with so many family members. Now we have COVID-19 where the rule is stay where you are, do not visit. How will we stay with our relatives? So that is also making the extended families to disappear. We have that another reason that most people have decided to live single lives, so they don't want to be bothered by so many family and relatives. A person wants to organize his or her home, go to work, come back and find everything the way she or he had organized them. So living single lives is a trend now, and it is taking most of our youth and old people. So people have decided to live only by themselves without their relatives and other family members. The other problem that is making extended families to disappear is the changing roles of women. Today, women have formal employment. They go very early in the morning, come back very late in the night, and who will take care of the home? You want to visit a person and you know that you'll find them there. And this one is limiting extended families to be in operation. The increase in discipline among so many children and our family members have made so many parents to isolate their children, not to be taken up by such indiscipline. So parents are limiting their children from visiting one relative to another, from associating with one relative to another, to control immorality in the society. Having heard about that the extended families are disappearing, but not all people are embracing the nuclear kind of families. There are some other people who are embracing extended families, and we want to look at the reasons why extended families are continuing regardless of the economic hardships, the indiscipline, the contagious diseases, but in some way or the other, these families are still in operation. One, some people are so poor, so they need support from their relatives. Some people, maybe they are jobless and they need to stay with their relatives to take care of them, give them accommodation, pay their school fees, and also to help them have a roof over their head, hence making these extended families to be in operation. The next is the working pattern of the parents. Most of the parents are working and most of them are tired with house help. So what they do, we have brought in our sisters, our brothers, our aunties to help in taking care of our children, hence making the extended family to be in operation because you feel safe to entrust your children with your sister, with your brother, with your cousin, with your aunt, rather than a different house help. The death of parents, it is also forcing so many people to embrace extended families. So this one has made or forced another family to assist the children with basic needs of life like food, accommodation, shelter, education, all this. Hence, making the extended families to be in operation. We have the influence of culture. Most of our cultures encourage relatives to live together. as one family. So most families where culture is strongly upheld, extended families are still in operation. We have the influence of religion. Christianity encourages us to live with the spirit of love, to live as one family. So most people are too much in Christianity, so they don't see the reason why they live alone, hence ending up embracing extended families. We talked about the unemployment problem, making so many people to stay with their relatives as they look for jobs to do, most especially in towns. Most people are in towns, but they have no work to do, so they decided to stay with a sister, with a brother, with an uncle, with an aunt, with a grandmother in meantime as they look for work to do. And when they get it, then they can start living a separate life. Today, most of our relatives have poor health. They are sick of diabetes, pressure, name it, and they need the care of other relatives. So we end up living with them so that we take care of them. The grandparents who are sick, so we end up bringing them in our homes to take good care of them. Hence, living in an extended family, which is not bad. Some people take extended families as a source of prestige. We have seen some men having one wife, then the relatives of the wife are in the home, his relatives are in the home. So this one gives him prestige in the family that, yes, I'm a man and I can take care of these so many people. And that prestige alone makes so many people to live in extended families. We have old age. Our parents are aging, we have our grandparents, so we end up bringing them in our families to take good care of them, because when they become old, it becomes so difficult for them to take care of themselves. Having had that, the reasons for and against extended families, let us continue to look at the types of extended families. An extended family, it is very wide. So we have two types, the patrilineal family and then the matrilineal family. But for this lesson, we shall tackle or deal with patrilineal family, where the status or children and property are inherited through the father's line. It is the father who is the head of the family. And when you come to Africa, this is the most common type of family that most of us embrace. We have an illustration, a picture, a photo showing an extended family. We have the grandfather on the far left, then the next one, then the third one, like that. So headship is made by a man. When he dies, his son will succeed. And when the son dies, also just like that. So the trend keeps on going. The characteristics of a patrilineal family, like we have said, headship starts with the man or the husband. One characteristic or one feature or one element of a patrilineal family is the husband is responsible for providing all the basic needs of the home. We have food. If there is need for a house, the husband will be there to provide. Then medical care, someone is sick, it is on the head of the husband. The woman, you may have your money and you decide to keep it, and because the man is the head. Another feature is the husband reserves the right to punish and discipline the wife for any offense committed, because he is the head, he is the breadwinner. Then another characteristic of such a family, the husband has a right to marry more than one wife. You'll agree with me that our grandparents, most of them had 3 to 4 wives because that is a right given to them in this kind of family called the patrilineal extended family. The sons have the right to inherit their father's property like land, houses, animals, name it. The daughters will just be sympathized with by the sons to give them something from their father. And that is very bad. The husband is more respected than the wife. Any decision that is to be made in the family, it is in the line of the husband. Then the wife, if you talk, your word will not be taken so serious compared to that of the husband. Then the husband's decisions, like we have said, it dominates the family affairs. If the man said ABCD will be done, then it will be done. No objection from the wife. The wife might object, but the husband's decision will still take course. In this kind of family, we are seeing that the relatives of both the husband and the wife can live together in the same family because it is the man who is guiding the home. He is to decide who will live in the family and who will be out of it. The size of the family is also decided by the husband. The wife is just a carrier of the baby in the womb. So if the man wants as many as 10 children, 12 children, then the wife just agrees. And if one of the wives decides not to produce, then the husband will go to other wives in the same home to bear him children. The clan and tribe of the children comes from the father. The names which are named also are given by the father in this kind of home, and this is what we see in Africa. The names we have, the tribes we belong to, even all that, the nationality depends on the husband as the head of this patrilineal family. In this kind of family, all property belongs to the husband. Land, animals, houses, even if the wives contributed. The input of the wife is not all that much considered, but whatever is in that home, whatever is in that family belongs to the husband as the head of the family. Having discussed that, the characteristics of this kind of family, when you look at your family, you'll discover so many elements, so many features, so many characteristics of the patrilineal family. I beg that you add them on to make your list of characteristics a very somehow big. Now, I want to leave you with this assignment. We have said that we have 2 types of extended families, the patrilineal family and the matrilineal family. Now, ladies, please research and find out what is a matrilineal family. Then you will outline the features of a matrilineal family or families. And then you will discuss with your friends the findings that you have got. For more information, please visit the link below, and then you can also visit the e-library for more notes and then guidance. Your views are highly welcomed. Please stay well, stay safe. May the good Lord be with you all. Thank you. I'm teacher Aidah from Trinity College, Nabingo.